One Piece is a series renowned for its incredible longevity. It has been in serialization for over 25 years and currently spans over 1100 manga chapters and 1100 anime episodes, the length of which most series in the manga and anime mediums don't even come close to half of that mark. This incredible testament of just how long the series has lasted is indicative of its vast storytelling, world, and overall success. While Eiichiro Oda deserves praise for this achievement and the longevity of the series deserves to be commended, this accomplishment of the incredible length of the series has also spawned a series of issues itself, namely when pertaining to the anime. From its overwhelming length, pacing, and overall production issues, the anime adaptation of One Piece has endured its fair amount of criticism, but in 2023, an announcement came that shocked the community, with a One Piece being announced to be in production, which serves to be a remake of the anime. Very few anime get remade to begin with, but happening while the original anime is still airing is practically unheard of. But this remake is a pleasant surprise, as a remake of the series to resolve the issues of its original adaptation has been something many have desired for a long time. My name is Champazard. Join me as I explore some of the issues that has plagued the One Piece anime for decades, and why a remake of the series is so desperately needed. One Piece is an anime that has been running weekly for an extremely long time. It first aired in Japan in October of 1999, meaning that the anime has been running for over 24 years, over 2 entire decades. Naturally, it has been running for so long, the anime has undergone vast changes since its early days in terms of art and animation style to those working on the show. The One Piece anime of the day is significantly different than it was back in 1999. The whole production process is also very different. Early One Piece has what many would consider to be an old school art animation style, similar to that of other anime of its time like Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Sailor Moon. Many find this old art style quite charming and enjoy it very much, many of who were those that grew up on anime when they were kids, so they grew up accustomed to this old school style. While it may be charming for many, I've also seen many more modern anime fans who are accustomed to more modern style anime production methods speak out about how they aren't fans of the old production style. If individuals who are introduced to the modern mainstream anime of the day, such as Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer, which are renowned for their incredible animations and the excellent production they are given as a whole, early One Piece would be a far departure from that. So, for those who are introduced to today's popular anime as their gateway, they may not find old school anime all that attractive due to animes produced in the modern day being what got them hooked in the first place. So if they see that One Piece in its early days is a production style they don't find alluring, it's only natural they'd be less compelled to watch it. I personally am a fan of both old and modern anime styles of One Piece. I think seeing the vast evolution it has undergone over the last 24 years is interesting to examine, but not everyone out there is going to have the same perspective on this as I do. This is where the One Piece remake will resolve this looming issue. Being a remake, it will undoubtedly use more modern methods of production that for those who are interested in the old school anime style will find much more appealing. Many details behind the production process aren't known right now, but this issue is one that the remake easily resolves just due to how remakes are done from the ground up. Eventually we will receive trailers of the remake that will grant us insight into how the anime is being produced and the style it opts to go with. Regardless, being produced with a more modern style will unquestionably open up the series to those who find that style more compelling. The length of the series creates another issue beyond just its many style overhauls the series has gone through. A fundamental issue that many take issue with is that it's just too long for them. I personally am the kind of person who can begin a long series without issue, but to some, One Piece is an incredibly daunting task and massive undertaking due to its abnormal length. Over 1100 anime episodes is an unheard of amount. Many anime of the day come in 12 or 24 episode seasons, and many don't go beyond 3 to 5 seasons. Very few series reach the 100 episode mark, even less make it to several hundred. Here's an example. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is a series that took 64 episodes to complete. The episode count of this entire series is shorter than several individual arcs in One Piece. Reaching 500 episodes is nearly unheard of, with very few series like Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Bleach being some of the exceptions. Not even any of them reach the 1000 episode mark. Committing to watching such a long series isn't an easy task for most people, and it requires an incredible time commitment due to just how long you'll take to watch that many episodes. You may often see people being recommended the manga. Though it's very long in its own right, the average person will be able to get through it at a much faster pace. The massive episode amount, without a doubt, dissuades many people from ever beginning the series. Lots of people would rather use that time watching several different series than just dedicating all that time to the same one. This undertaking can mean that One Piece can miss out on potential new fans. In my own personal experience, when I've visited friends and family to check out One Piece, once they hear how long it is, they often will lose interest due to not wanting to give that massive commitment to the one series. But the One Piece remake can do a lot to rectify this. This issue ties into pacing, which I'll elaborate on later in the video, but the pacing issues means One Piece adapts less content per episode to avoid reaching the manga, with some filler and extended sequences here and there. Plus, it being weekly for almost 24 years have all contributed to its astonishing amount of episodes. But as the One Piece remake will start with the East Blue Saga, content originally adapted in the anime over 20 years ago, it will have no need to slow down the pace and can do a proper adaptation without having to worry about overtaking the manga. This will undoubtedly mean the remake will take less episodes to adapt arcs, resulting in a smaller episode count, which can be more enticing for new viewers to want to watch. This smaller episode count means it's less of a time commitment and not as much of a daunting endeavor to complete. If you had a choice of watching the same arc from two different sources, with one being 80 episodes, the other being 40, the casual viewer would typically be enticed by the smaller episode count if they both adapt the same content. If the remake was to adapt all the material to where One Piece is currently at, it could theoretically do so in half the amount of episodes if it follows the speed at which other animes adapt manga. This results in what can make the remake a much better overall adaptation of Oda's One Piece manga. As I touched on earlier though, the length of One Piece is also tied directly into its pacing, which to some makes it unbearable to watch. What's perhaps the biggest issue and complaint with the current One Piece anime is its infamously abhorrent pacing. Pacing can make or break a series for many. If it's too fast, it can seem like things are being rushed and not properly fleshed out, which can make people question the point of even watching it to begin with. This is common in some anime which skip lots of content to hurry through adapting a manga as quickly as possible. On the opposite end, if pacing is too slow, many people can start to find the product boring as they have to endure a grueling wait for anything relevant to happen, which can also lead to a loss in interest. The latter of these two greatly applies to One Piece. One Piece is arguably one of the worst paced anime adaptations out there due to the dreadful way it adapts the manga. One Piece has always struggled with its pacing in the anime, but these issues became even more pronounced following the time skip, as Dressrosa became infamous for how slowly it was adapted. But these issues are still prevalent in today's weekly episodes. But what makes this pacing so awful to begin with? The issue primarily boils down to One Piece being a weekly anime. Weekly anime can produce much more content at a faster pace than a weekly manga chapter can. This leads to an issue that all long-running weekly anime eventually run into. They become in danger of surpassing the manga, which a series very rarely ever wants to do. This just boils down to anime being a faster-paced medium than manga, so it becomes inevitable in some events if certain measures aren't taken. Different series have approached these issues differently, both of which create unique issues of their own. Naruto and Bleach were also very long-running weekly anime series with large episode counts. They opted to take a different route than that of One Piece and use filler to avoid overtaking the manga. This led to an issue that many fans know as filler hell. For both Bleach and Naruto Shippuden, over 40% of their episodes are pure filler, which results in viewers completely skipping these episodes. Being able to skip them isn't a problem, but it also leads to a lack of interest in the weekly anime. Naruto Shippuden became infamous for cutting to year-long filler arcs in the middle of important events from the manga. Going from crucial and exciting events from the manga just to cut to filler arcs that exceed dozens of episodes and sometimes even years to finish can become incredibly frustrating for viewers and make them tune out of the weekly product, as they are forced to patiently wait for the return of actual canonical content to return to the anime. One Piece opted for a different approach to this in that it wouldn't produce pure filler episodes, but that it would incredibly stretch out the content it was adapting. One Piece for years now has become renowned for usually only adapting one chapter per episode, and sometimes even less than that. This can keep viewers tuning in to see canonical content, but it also results in the episodes sometimes being grueling to watch due to the incredibly slow pacing. One Piece is often plagued by repeated shots over and over again, and other less than stellar methods Toei uses to extend the episodes to its full length. Other anime avoid these issues these series have faced by being non-weekly seasonal anime, meaning they will adapt 12 to 24 episodes worth of the manga, and then begin production for the next season to usually begin airing a year plus later, which permits the manga to once again get further ahead in the gaps of the series' seasons airing. Let's use Jujutsu Kaisen episode 24 as an example. This episode adapted chapters 60 to 63 of the Jujutsu Kaisen manga, 4 total chapters. The next episode adapted around 2.5 chapters worth of content. The average seasonal anime tends to hang around in the area of adapting 3 chapters per episode, around triple the content that One Piece adapts per episode. Depending on the series and the studio, some will do less or more than that 3 chapter mark I just mentioned, but even in that ballpark alone makes it triple the content that One Piece adapts per episode. This results in much more taking place per episode and making each one more impactful, which One Piece doesn't have oftentimes due to all the extra padding each episode has that serves no purpose. The remake, without having to worry about catching up to the manga, can adapt the arcs at a proper rate, making the pacing far superior to the current anime, which will vastly improve certain arcs and make watching a more enjoyable experience. Having far fewer episodes to get through, with much better pacing, and more impactful and eventful episodes would make the remake a much more enticing option to watch for newcomers over the original anime adaptation. Production quality of an anime is vital for the anime's success. This encompasses different areas such as the quality of the art and animation, the voice acting, music, and how well it adapts the source material. The remake, if it ends up not being a weekly anime, but seasonal as is currently assumed by many, will most likely lead to a higher level of production due to extended production times. Weekly anime like One Piece suffer from limited production times as episodes are always in the works, meaning tighter deadlines and shortcuts having to be made to get the episode finished on time. This is why weekly anime often lack the consistency in terms of animation quality that seasonal anime have. In addition to the weekly format making the pacing abysmal for the series as I touched on earlier, it also makes the quality of the art animation for each episode inconsistent as well. Some episodes of One Piece will be in movie-like quality, usually for important events, only for a noticeable downgrade in following episodes, which will sometimes seem like slideshows with little fluid animation. This is due to the massive amount of time and work it takes to produce greatly animated sequences, time that just isn't available for a weekly series to pump out regularly. But in terms of being a seasonal remake, in addition to the bonuses of far superior pacing, this different production schedule could potentially result in far superior animation on an episode-to-episode basis, resulting in the quality of the content it's adapting being superior in contrast to the original anime's version of events. Now, naturally, none of this is guaranteed. Many seasonal animes out there have had subpar production qualities. One Punch Man Season 1 to Season 2 is a noticeable example of this, as Season 2 pales in comparison to the astonishing quality of Season 1. But with a series like One Piece being as significant as it is, we can only hope that the studios producing the remake will work to produce the best quality product they can that can truly do the manga justice even more so than the original did. This higher production standard will be more enticing to new and old viewers alike. This increased quality and pacing will make the series much easier for new viewers to get into, and has an increased likelihood of having them stick around instead of dropping the series due to issues like poor pacing and episode quality. Now, the downside of seasonal anime is that there can sometimes be year-plus long gaps in between seasons, meaning we'll be in long waits for new content. But in the case of One Piece, we have the original anime and manga to fall back on. But I think being a seasonal anime is the best approach the remake can take to make sure it maintains a stellar level of quality. I personally am super excited for the One Piece remake. The original One Piece anime, while enjoyable in its own right, has a plethora of issues that make it unwatchable for many. I touched on many of those points here today. Having too many episodes, exceeding 100, and will probably have hundreds before it ends. The abysmal pacing, which makes some episodes very hard to get through for many people, and the overall lack of consistency in production quality due to it being a weekly anime. There are many moments in the original anime adaptation that I do love, and there's many great things to enjoy about it. But like as I said, it's not without its issues. And a lot of these issues can be easily resolved in the remake. Series like Dragon Ball took the Dragon Ball Z Kai approach, and instead of doing a remake, they just did a recut of the series, where they took the original footage, re-edited it to cut out some of the filler sequences and make it more streamlined to the manga. And while this approach could fix some of the issues of the original anime, such as cutting down on the pacing and the overall added filler sequences, it wouldn't resolve some things like the art animation style and some of the subpar produced sections of the story. Hunter x Hunter is another series that got a remake. The Hunter x Hunter series already had an anime back many years before the remake even aired, but the remake of that series began airing in 2011, and due to the fantastic quality of the production, it became renowned as one of the most popular animes of the modern day, with many people citing it as among their favorite series they've ever watched. And I think one of the great things that the One Piece remake has the potential to do that many people might not be thinking about is that it can open the door for many new people to get into the series who would otherwise never watch it due to the issues I explored in this video. One Piece is wildly popular, but there are issues that keep people from ever getting into it. Its incredible length being one of those, and the anime itself. The opportunity to find a way to share One Piece with others who would otherwise never watch the series or read the manga, I think is a monumental achievement, and another reason why I think a remake is so needed. But please let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you excited for the One Piece remake anime? And if you are, what are some of the things you're looking forward to about it? Also, do you agree or disagree with some of the points I made? Is there any good points I didn't touch on regarding the remake? Let me know. My name is Champazard. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as it helps the video grow, it helps the channel grow. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.